Hello students. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is matter around us pure, we were talking about the properties of the mixture and that of the compound. Now here we had discussed students that if suppose we have taken two type of a mixture and we mix it together, then you will find that it will going to follow the property of the mixture. So let me remind you that what happened in case of that of the mixture. So we have taken an iron filling and that of the sulfur powder. So when we mixes that of the iron filling and the sulfur powder from into each other, then we are simply mixing it together. Then what we have done at first, we have taken a magnet and we had to bring that magnet near close to that of the mixture, that is of the iron filling and that of sulfur. So what happened here, the iron filling get attracted towards that of the magnet. So this is what it is, a kind of a physical method by which it get separated. So we can say that a mixture can be separated by physical means. Then the second thing that we have seen, students, that when you add the dilute hydrochloric acid, then iron filling, as it is the property of the iron filling that it react with that of the dilute hydrochloric acid and releases the hydrogen gas. So we can say that when the iron filling is there, it used to react with the hydrochloric acid when releases that of the hydrogen gas. So the same property is shown when both of the mixture is added into the dilute HCl. Now, when we talk that if we add to a mixture, we are adding carbon disulfide. So this carbon disulfide solution will get easily in the carbon disulfide solution, the sulfur will get easily dissolved in it, while that the iron filling remain as such. Okay, so this is what it is also a property of a sulfur. So you can see that even though we are adding the mixture of both of the iron filling and sulfur powder, but they are showing their individual property. So the second property, that is of a mixture, that the mixture means the constituent which made the mixture or which is present in the mixture, they always show their own properties. Okay, so there is no such kind of a change in their property. The third one that we have seen, that while mixing it, we did not need heat, we did not heat it, we did not provide a light to it. So we can say that there is no absorption of the heat occur when you are mixing a mixture. So no heat is absorbed or no heat is evolved while handling with that of the mixture. So no heat or light is necessary for that of the mixture in case of a mixture. Then we have seen here, students, and that is not only this one, but when you with the help of a magnifying glass, if you look at that of the mixture of iron filling and that of a sulfur powder, you will find that the iron, somewhere the presence of the iron filling is more and somewhere the presence of the iron filling is less. So this proves that they are not uniform throughout its mass, but their composition varies from one place to another. Okay, in the same container where it is kept. So we can say that mixture is what here mixture is a heterogeneous. Although we are knowing that mixture can be homogeneous also if suppose we are using a solution or we are using a alloy. Okay, so this can be a homogeneous mixture. So there are few more which we had discussed, that it is the property of the mixture. Then we came with that of the compounds and we try to understand what happened in case of the compound. Now students, we already had seen the properties and we will try to understand that what difference we will find when we are taking the same example and try to find the properties of the compound. So see, now what we have done, we have taken the iron filling and that of the sulfur. Now we will make them to react with each other, and how they will going to react with each other when you supply a heat to it. So here when you heat it, so this iron filling will react with that of the sulfur powder, and thus there is a formation of a black substance, and that is known as the iron sulfide, which is represented by that of the FeS. So we can say that by reacting that of the iron with the sulfur, there is a formation of a FeS. So here, this is what? It is a kind of a compound. Now, how we will came to know that compound? Because the two pure elements, they react together with each other to form this compound. Now, let us try to understand that what will happen in the same process that we have done in order to see the property of the mixture, will do with that of the iron sulfide. So, you see students, in the first case, when you take a magnet and you bring that magnet near to that of the iron sulfide, you will observe that there is no such kind of attraction will be seen by that of the iron which is present in that of the iron sulfide. It means that black substance will not going to get attracted towards the magnet. But we have seen in case of the mixture, when we take in that of the magnet near to that of the heap of or a mixture of that of the iron filling and sulfur, we find that the iron filling get attracted towards it. So by this students, we are able to distinguish between these two, that here the compound cannot be separated by any of the physical means, but the mixture can be separated by the physical means. Now the second one we will try to find by adding dilute HCl. So when you add that of the dilute HCl, then what happens? Okay, so when you add dilute HCl to that of the iron sulfide, you will obtain that a foul smell start coming out from that this two reactant, from the reaction between these two reactants. Actually, that foul smell which is coming out from it, that is the hydrogen sulfide gas. H2S gas is released. Now you see, when we have seen in case of that of the mixture, when we have taken the iron filling and the sulfur and mixes together, and then we add the dilute HCl, we find that the iron filling, it reacts with that of the dilute HCl and releases the hydrogen gas, but sulfur remains the same. But in this case, student, when you add the dilute HCl to that of the ferrous sulfate, you will find that here there is no such kind of a hydrogen gas is released, but this whole will react with the dilute HCl. Okay, so we can write it that when dilute sulfuric acid is added, adding dilute sulfuric acid to this FeS. Okay, so adding dilute HCl to the FeS, it means to the iron sulfide, to that of the iron sulfide, there is a formation of release of, you can say, of colorless, foul smelling gas. Okay, foul smelling gas called as hydrogen sulfide, which is called as a hydrogen sulfide, as hydrogen sulfide. Now, what kind of a smell will come out from that of the hydrogen sulfide, students? So, basically, the smell of a rotten egg. Okay, so we can say smell of a rotten egg. Okay, smell of a rotten egg will start coming out. Okay. Now, here one thing that we should write, which is very important, that no formation of a hydrogen gas occur. Okay, so we can write it, no hydrogen gas is released. Okay, no hydrogen gas is released. So we can say that there is a release of that of a foul smelling gas, and that is hydrogen sulfide, but no hydrogen gas is released here. Okay, now so this is the first case. Now we have added here dilute HCl. Now when you add this carbon disulfide, then what will you find it? Let us see. Carbon disulfide. When you add carbon disulfide, carbon disulfide to that of the iron sulfide, then it will not going to dissolve in the carbon disulfide. So you can see here, students, that when we had taken the mixture of that of the iron filling and that of the sulfur powder and mixes it in that of the carbon disulfide, we find that the mixture in that the sulfur get easily dissolved in that of the carbon disulfide, but the iron film remains as such. Okay, but so it means that is a property of the sulfur. It means it get dissolved in that of the carbon disulfide. Now here we have taken the substance which is formed by the mixing only, we can say, by reaction between that of the iron filling and sulfur. So when you add this iron sulfide to that of the carbon disulfide, you will find that it will not going to dissolve. So earlier when you simply mixed it, in case of the mixture, it get dissolved in it. So there it was showing the property of the sulfur. Here it is not dissolving. The second thing that we have seen in the first case, when we were adding that of the dilute hydrochloric acid. So here we have seen that when you add the dilute hydrochloric acid, there is a release of the hydrogen gas instead, hydrogen sulfide gas instead of the hydrogen gas. So, which we have seen in the first case, that the hydrogen gas is released. So here, when you add these two again to the FES, which is formed by the reaction between these two, which is we called as the compound. So here, in the compound, the elements do not show their own property. It means the constituent, they will not going to show their individual properties. But in case of a mixture, we have seen that they used to show their individual properties. So we can write it, students, that is the properties of the compound is different from those of its constituents. Those of its constituents. Okay, but in case of a mixture, we have seen that they used to show the property of their constituent. So compound, the different constituents, they differ from their own, in their property, means they used to show their individual property. But in case of the mixture, they used to show their individual property. But compound, no, they are totally different from each other. Now, if they are totally different, absolutely their properties are different, and if the properties are different, we can see the other properties also, that how they differ from each other. Now we will see the next one. So here, so we can write the next properties to this. And the next one is that use of heat or light. So we know that in case of this iron sulfide, there is no need there is a use of the heat or light. So you see students, when we talk about the mixture, we have seen that no heat or light is absorbed. But in case of this iron sulfide, you have seen that the iron and that of the sulfur, they absorb the heat. That is why they used to react with each other. So we had provided a temperature to it, and then they react with each other so that they form that of the iron sulfide here. Okay, so there is absorption of that of the heat or light occur. So in case of a mixture, we said that the heat and light neither be absorbed nor evolved, but in case of the compound, here heat is absorbed so that the compound formation can take place. So we can write it: iron sulfide is prepared by heating. It is prepared by heating. It is prepared by heating iron filling and sulfur. So basically it is prepared by heating the iron filling and that of the sulfur. So we can say that a lot of heat is required for the formation of a compound. Okay? Formation of a compound. Okay, so we can say that here in case of the compound there is a need of a heat. So on the basis of that we can write it that for the preparation of the compound, heat is absorbed as well as heat is evolved. Okay, so we can write it: energy. Energy, it can be in the form of heat and light is absorbed as well as evolved, for the preparation of the compound. Okay, for the preparation of the compound. Okay, so we can say that energy is required, and energy, it can be in the form of a light so that the reaction take place, or it can be in the form of a heat. Energy is required for the formation of the compound, but in case of a mixture, no energy is required for the formation. Now another thing is there, students. Now see here, when we were talking about that of the iron and the sulfur, they are when they react with each other, they form a compound, and that is known as iron sulfide. Now this iron sulfide, it cannot be separated by any of the physical means and that of the chemical means. There is another thing, student, and that is they always join together, they always combine together in a fixed ratio by mass. Okay, Okay, so we can write it. Iron combine with the sulfur in a fixed ratio by mass. What does that mean? It means it is prepared by it is prepared together. It is prepared 7 parts by mass of iron and 4 parts by mass of sulfur. Okay, so you see 7 parts by mass of iron and 4 parts by mass of the sulfur. So they used to combine with each other in such a way. How, student? We are saying that they are mixes together, they are combining together in a fixed ratio by mass. So first of all, you should know that how they used to combine. So basically, if we talk about the iron, which is represented by Fe, and that of the sulfur, which is represented by S. So what is the ratio? They are combined in a fixed ratio. So if suppose we will talk that this is the ratio between the iron and that of the sulfur. So the atomic mass will be, what is the atomic mass of iron? It is 56 U. What is the atomic mass of sulfur? That is 32 U. So this is what, this is their atomic mass. Okay, because we are saying that they are combining together in a fixed ratio by mass. Okay, so this is 56 U, which is the mass of the iron, and sulfur is 32 U. Now when you simplify these two, you will get 7 U ratio 4 U, or you will get the ratio that is 7 ratio 4. Now this 7 is of Fe and this 4 is of sulfur. So you can see that whenever they combine together, they always prepare together by 7 parts of iron and 4 parts of the sulfur. So they are always, if it means, if suppose we are saying that FeS, this FeS, wherever you will find it, this FeS is always combined in the ratio that is 7 ratio 4. We can take another example like, student, water. Water is also what? It is a compound. Now what is the atomic mass of the water here? So that is 1, and since there is a 2 molecule of H2 hydrogen, so we will take here 2. So it will be 2. Ratio. Oxygen is also there. So oxygen mass is 16. So we will write here 16. Okay. Now when you simplify these, you will get 1 ratio 8. So water, wherever you will find the water, whether you are obtaining it from any of the sources, rain water or a river water, the formula remains the same, and if it is like that, then absolutely the ratio between the two elements will also remains the same. Okay, so we have seen here by all this that compound always combine together in a fixed ratio by mass. Let me write it. That is, the constituent of compound is fixed, or compound is fixed. The constituent of compound is fixed. It means they always combine together in a fixed ratio by mass. It means they always combine together in a fixed ratio by mass. Okay, so this was the next property of that of the compound. Now if you move on and see the next one, students, so you see that basically we are knowing that when you keep that of the iron sulfide and you find it that when you did that magnetic separation method or adding the dilute HCl or carbon disulfide, you find that there is no such kind of a property is shown by these iron sulfide as we have seen in case of the mixture. So since they are showing their since they do not showing their individual properties, so all of them is the one compound only, so they are having the definite melting point and boiling point. Okay, there in case of the mixture individual they show their own property and due to which they were having different melting point and boiling point. But in case of the compound, they are having only one melting point and boiling point. So we can write it, and that is iron sulfide melts at a definite temperature. At a definite temperature. Thus, compounds are having fixed melting points and boiling point. Melting point and boiling point. Okay, so it is having fixed melting point and boiling point. Now, last one, student, that if with the help of a magnifying glass, if you will look into that of the iron sulfide, you will find that all the particles which is present in it will remains the same. It means there is no such kind in which where one particle is more or the other. So we can say it is uniform throughout the mass. We have seen in case of a mixture, there were few iron filling is more at a place or few sulfur is more at a place. But here, whenever if you look with the help of a magnifying glass, you will find that it is uniform throughout the mass. So we can write it. If iron sulfide is viewed with the magnifying glass, with the help of a magnifying glass, then no separate particles will be seen. Particles will be seen, which proves that compound is a homogeneous. Okay, that compound is a homogeneous mixture. Okay, it means it is uniform throughout the composition by mass. Okay, so it is uniform throughout the mass. Okay, so it is uniform. Okay, so this was about the properties of that of the compounds.